Good morning, good afternoon or good evening as the case may be. This particular program that we're going to do is my May full body program. It starts with the legs and goes into a push-pull program. What we've got to remember is we need to do our 12 minutes warm up on the CV, and today, because we're starting with legs, we would do that with the bike, but it could be your choice. So we're going to imagine we've done the bike for 12 minutes, then we're going to move into our routine. We've got 6 leg exercises, and because we're coming off the bike, the first exercise is going to be leg extensions done for 2 sets. So we've come off the bike and away we go. I'm just going to do a couple of reps and explain what we're going to do. Okay? Because I'll do it slightly different, because my toes are pointing straight ahead at the moment, and as I extend at the knee joint, I also extend at the ankle joint. So activating the calves to a degree and working the ankle joint. So I point my toes like I'm kicking a football. Okay, and then as I come down, they come back down into a level position as they should be. So kick the football, yeah, or do a roundhouse kick. Imagine you're doing a roundhouse kick, and that's how you do it, to actively engage the calf muscles and get some mobility in the ankle joint, indirectly, so to speak. It's just to get you into the habit of doing that. The knee joint's getting activated and the ankle joint's getting activated. So 5 reps, here we go. 1. And this is controlled. 2. And slow. 3. And you're holding the contraction. 4. 5. Okay, and that's done for 2 sets of 20. Now, the next 2 exercises, because that's a contract exercise for the thighs, for the front thighs, and we're using sort of what they call a positions of flexions training approach, and it is awesome. It's one of the best intensity routines you can use if you understand it, because you work the muscle in a contracted position, a stretch position, and a mid-range position. Okay, so I'll get a little set of dumbbells. So we've done the contracted position for the front of the thighs. Next exercise, a little bit controversial, but it is the only way you can do a stretch exercise for the thighs. It's a modified sissy squat. Okay? And then we go directly in to a dumbbell squat. This exercise combination is really good, and you don't need a lot of weight for it. Give it a try. All you've got to need is a calf block or something under your heels so as you can get the position. Okay, so we put our heels on the calf block. So again, we're working the calf muscles indirectly. So now what we've got to think about is our knee joint, our hip joint and our shoulder joint all stay in line. So our knees go forward and our shoulders go backwards. So it's like we're leaning back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Without a break, we go straight in to the dumbbell squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, that's done for 2 sets of 20. So you're actually doing on that, your quads are getting 40 reps before you get a rest. Excellent way of training your quads. Okay? Next exercise, we need another little block. And there we go. So instead of putting our heels on that block this time, we're going to put our toes on the block. And just let's get ready here. Okay. So with this particular combination, these 2 exercises, we're going to be targeting the hamstring. The calves are going to be involved a little bit again indirectly, and the glutes and the lower back. So what we've got here is all we're going to do, adjust and when we do the leg curl, we're going to squeeze our glutes and keep everything on the bench and point the toes. So let's get with that one. So we're here, like so, point the toes, and all we're going to do there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what we're going to do is come to the stiff-legged deadlift, and where our toes are raised, we're stretching the calf now, indirectly. So our toes go on the block, and we want to stretch the hamstrings in this, so we're going to feel it in the calves, especially in the knee joint. But it's like really good for the lower back, the glutes and the hamstrings. So we go down, what we want to do, push the chest out, yeah, so as we get some upper back involvement here. So we go finish. When we start the movement, what we do, we come round like so, round the back, and go down as low as we can. And then we start pulling with the lower back and coming up steady. So we go from the lower back, working up the spine, and then we finish with the pull back. Okay? So we do, again, we do 2 sets of 20. Toes pointed leg curl, toes raised, stiff-legged deadlift with a rounded back, okay? But the emphasis is on the form of the exercise. We go round, down, and then we come up by using the lower back and slowly working up the back till we go upper back, pull back, chest out. Really good exercise combination there. You're going to feel it in the hamstrings, you're going to feel it in the glutes and the lower legs. Put that away. And this exercise is going to be, again, for the hamstrings, the glutes and the lower back. All it is a 45-degree, well, my one's an adjustable one. Yeah, I've got 3 different positions here that I can use, and basically what I'm going to do is put it on what I call position 1, which is the highest position, because I want to get a good contract position in this position, and I want to get the contract in the hamstrings, in the glutes and the lower back. So what we do, put our hands in front of us like so, we're just going to go down, touch the floor. There is good enough, okay, and then come up and squeeze. 1, 2, keeping our chest out. 3, 4, 5. Okay? So nice and easy. So there are your 6 lower body exercises. Now, what we do next is we move into the push-pull. Okay, so we're ready to move into the push-pull section of the program. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with flat dumbbell bench press. Our palms are going to be like so. If we're laying down, they're going to be facing our feet, so to speak. Yeah. When we're doing it with the dumbbells, what we're really looking to do is stress out the chest and the shoulder tie-in. So that's why we're going to be doing it like this, to strengthen it all up, yeah? To make it, instead of being a weak area, to strengthen that weak area and make it a strong area. We're strengthening the shoulder girdle when we do this kind of movement, like so. And it's going to make our chest and our shoulder just here look really quite good, yeah? So that's why we're doing it. So we're strengthening all little muscles that we don't normally stress out when we're doing a barbell. We're going to be using stabilisation muscles as well. So let me show you how to perform it, or how I perform it. Anyway, so we're starting with flat bench. As I said, palms are going to be facing our feet, and all we're going to do is here, because this is a nice stretch position, and then all we're going to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice easy way to do a bench press with dumbbells, because it's going to strengthen all those little muscles, like I said before, that don't normally get exercised in a barbell bench press. So ego with this particular program is out the door. Okay, with the upper body exercises, we're doing 2 sets of 12, and the reason we're doing 2 sets of 12, the next set of bench presses is we move up to the number 1 position. Like so. But this is a push-pull, so we've done our bench press, and then what we're going to do, we're going to do the bent over row with a lat bar on the low pulley. And this is a wicked exercise, and I don't see it. It's an old school exercise. I don't see this used anymore. And we're going to do it palms down. You can do it palms up, yeah, and pull into your stomach. Give it both versions a try and see what you prefer. I prefer to mix it up every now and again. Sometimes I'll have my palms up, sometimes I'll have my palms down. And we're going to go shoulder width and pull into the stomach, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to get ourselves into position, yeah? We're going to look straight ahead, keep our back nice and flat, and pull into the stomach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we're doing it like that, with our elbows tight, we're going to lead with our elbows, keep the back flat, and in that way we're really going to work the lats, the lower lats. Really good exercise. Give it a try, guys, and see what you think. The next exercise, position number 1, inclined bench press. So again, just a little demonstration. Same deal with our hands. And we're using an offset grip, so our thumbs are going really close to the weight. Okay, and then up we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so what we're looking at there, again, 2 sets of 12, 2 sets of 12 there, and we're just going back and forth from the bench to the lower pulley. So, our next exercise is we go a little bit wider, so we're going shoulder width, just outside shoulder width, sorry. Yeah, and we're going to pull to the lower chest. So we just widen the grip out a little bit. And we're going to pull to the lower chest. Set ourselves up again. Your back, from your lower back to your head is looking forward, so you've got a flat back. Now pull in to the lower chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you're doing any pulley work, lead with the elbows. And what you're doing, when you're close to the body with your elbows, you're working the lats. When you're going wide with the elbows, or they're coming out slightly, you're working the mid-back, the traps, okay? And the rhomboids and all the rear delts and stuff like that. So give that a try as well. That's a good old school exercise that I don't see much of anymore. We're back to the bench again. So we move up to position number 2. And what we're trying to do with a bench is get good upper chest development and front shoulder development. So it used to be, I used to hear a lot about this, but I don't hear people talking about it now. They say chest and front shoulder. This particular method is, they call it the delt, the pec delt tie-in. Yeah? And that's what we're trying to emphasise. And Arnold did this particular method and see the result of how his chest blends in with his front shoulder. He's the epitome of this particular style of thinking. Okay, so what we're doing, I hope I've got the terminology right there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out. So that's what we're trying to do. Now with this particular last exercise on the low pulley, we want to go into the upper back and the trap area and the rear delts. So we're going to take a medium grip, so to speak. Basically stand up, and we're going to pull to the collarbone, and I'll call this the high pull. So squeeze the bar and then just pull up to the collarbone. I'll call it a high pull on the low pulley. A standing high pull on the low pulley. So we're here, and lead with the hands, not the elbows. So you bring it high. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got a bit carried away with that one. I do like that one. And then we finish in with the number 3 position, press. So here we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so when we're doing this particular program, or when I'm doing this particular program, what I've got in mind here is, with the pressing movements, we're working the chest tie in with the front shoulder, and that's what I'm looking to develop. The chest, the front shoulder, but with the pressing movements, we're also working the side shoulder. Okay, so I'm trying to create width with this particular program. When we're using the low pulley, what we're trying to get is the upper back muscles in what I call the shoulder girdle. I don't hear that speaking about now. Nobody tends to speak. Usually, sometimes people will say it's the pectoral girdle or the shoulder girdle. I don't hear that. People go chest, shoulders, back. They forget what muscles are involved with stabilisation of the shoulder girdle. They're the little muscles that lie under the pecs, like the pectoral minor, which is your upper chest. That helps to stabilise the shoulder joint. And there are all little muscles in the back that help to stabilise and keep you in a good position to prevent injury. That's how I train, to prevent injury. I don't want an injury. You get an injury, you're not training anymore. So then you need to think about this in this kind of way. When we're using the back, the pulley, we're exercising things like the rhomboids, the teres major, the teres minor, and all this sort of stuff, yeah, which is really good. And we're working the lower traps and the upper traps and the mid traps when we use the low pulley. And what that does, it just brings you from this rounded position to this kind of attention, what I say, attention position, or a proper standing position, okay? So we've completed the push-pull part of the program. The next part of the program, and it depends on you. At this particular moment in time, as you know, I'm doing the vertical knee raise for 15 reps. And in the month of May, we do it for 3 sets of 15 reps. I'm also using the standing medicine ball overhead side bend, which is an excellent exercise, yeah? And I don't see that used anymore. That's an old school exercise, and it is a pucker exercise for the middle section. I do that for 3 sets of 30. The last exercise that I do for stomach, where I can use weight, is the high pulley front cable crunch, okay? And that's a really good exercise because the abdominals need to be worked with weight, so as then you get the definition in the stomach. The main thing you've got to think about when you're thinking about a six-pack though is obviously diet. If your diet's not on point, then you ain't going to see your six-pack. And it depends what phase you're in. I really don't go into phases like a cutting phase or a bulking phase. I think it's totally wrong to do that because you don't need to. Yeah? I think you just need to go, right, where do I need to be now? Yeah? And then you just work to it. Yeah? The last part of the program is, again, steady state cardio on the bike, 12 minutes. Okay, so if you like the content, give it a thumbs up and make a comment. That would be appreciated and all. And basically all I've got to say now is good night and God bless, and see you in the next video.